Direct Selling Association has raised concerns over dubious and fraudulent money schemes. They are warning people to be cautious of companies promising quick money. With the consistent rising cost of living and high unemployment rate, many people struggle to survive, making them more vulnerable to fraud to make a living. People are urged not to resort to get-rich-quick schemes that promise high returns, leaving no thought for long-term, stable and safer income solutions. Now, for more on this, we are joined by Imtiaz Ibrahim, Secretariat of the Direct Selling Association of South Africa. Very good morning to you, Imtiaz, and thank you so much for your time. So, how am I going to realize and pick up that a particular company is really just trying to steal my money? You know, I mean, some of these get-rich-quick schemes, some of these companies really sell, they sell themselves well.
Good morning, Morena, and firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very happy to be speaking to you and to your viewers. Really a very, very valid question, where we are in our economy at the moment. There are many companies that are, valid and legitimate, while there are a number of companies that are entering our markets, from time to time and taking advantage of fellow South Africans. Some of the factors that we will recommend that our fellow South Africans look for are, companies or schemes that are legitimate, that have been vetted by associations or regulatory bodies. Associations, for instance, like the DSA, the Direct Selling Association of South Africa, we do an in-depth review of companies, and not only of companies, but also of their business models, what we call compensation plans. So anybody investing in these companies are not going to be left stranded after 3 months, 6 months, so whatever the case may be. To ensure that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, to ensure that effort and money put into these schemes are going to be sustainable and are going to be, providing entrepreneurship, income-generating opportunities, and livelihoods, at the end of the day.
How do companies get to a point? And I mean, get-rich-quick schemes from individuals, is one thing, because in that case, you can somewhat tell that this person is really just a criminal. But if it's an entire establishment, a whole organization, how does an organization get to a point where it is now finding the need to fraudulently, get money out of people?
Well, I think, it's really taking advantage of, vulnerabilities. In South Africa, at the moment, cost of living is so high, unemployment is so high. I was looking at stats the other day provided by Stats SA that they're saying in the first quarter of 2022, among the youth, there was an unemployment rate of like 62.9%, or thereabouts. The national unemployment rate is 34.5%. It's really high unemployment due to different reasons. Companies not providing more opportunities because they themselves are having problems in grappling with the factors the economy presents to us at the moment. Lack of skills is a big issue in our country. So at the Direct Selling Association, our member companies look at all of these issues. And, one of the strengths of what I believe Direct Selling is bringing to the table is mentoring and supporting, these budding entrepreneurs in terms of teaching them different skills, be it financial skills, be it planning skills, budgeting skills, development skills, but, all-round business skills to be able to then make a success of these business opportunities being provided by our member companies of the Direct Selling Association.
You've obviously mentioned, what it is people need to be looking out for, particularly whether or not a company is vetted and is actually legitimate. But what kinds of schemes are out there that people may not know actually are, get-rich-quick schemes, and may not be aware that, what they're potentially pouring their money into is a dark hole?
Well, typically the two terms that have been thrown around, quite a bit recently. The one being Ponzi schemes, and the way we understand Ponzi schemes is a company, purporting to have a product, but really not really having a product, and promising returns on people's investments rather than returns on the sale of the products. So, for instance, all the direct selling association companies' compensation plans are based on, the sales of products and services, and no commissions or rebates or bonuses or whatever, the incentive or remuneration is called, is based on anything but the sale of a product or service. Where in Ponzi schemes, there are no real products. So they may be talking about products, but when one looks at the source of the income, the source of the commission, it's really not the sale of the product. It's rather the investment of a new investor being used to pay, the first person. And eventually that has to come toppling down because it's not sustainable. And, the second term that we hear quite a bit, is the pyramid scheme, where effectively, people are being promised all of these high returns, and they're not real. And again, it's a case of the returns on the investor's money being paid to the new investor, and again it comes toppling down. So these kinds of schemes we're going to look at. There are a lot of digital online schemes that we see really hurting our fellow South Africans, and it's unfortunate that due to desperation, these schemes are actually being given the opportunity to grow as fast and as far as they are growing, before anybody realizes that they've been taken for a ride, so to speak.
Imtiaz, we'll leave it there with you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the South African Morning. That is the Secretariat of Direct Selling Association of South Africa, Imtiaz Ibrahim.